Hello, my name's Sophie D'Souza and welcome to my channel Sophie Stained Glass, a channel dedicated to everything and anything you can think of to do with architectural glass, and the sort of channel I'm hoping you'll find really helpful if you're learning the craft on your own. Today I'm going to show you how I approach a design like this. This is a fairly standard domestic design, and you'll often find that there are roundels in the middle of domestic designs. So the way I approach roundels is that I do them separately. So I'm going to start by doing the roundel, letting it up, soldering it, and then when I do the rest of the panel I just fit it in. So that's just my approach, and I'm going to show you a couple of different ways you can do that. So yeah, I hope you find something helpful, and thank you for watching. The first thing you're going to need to do when you're leading a roundel is create a jig, and there's a high-tech and low-tech way of doing this. So I'll show you the more complicated version. I've set this compass to the cutting size. I need to work out how much bigger this jig needs to be so that the outside of the lead fits into it. So I reckon it's there. So I'm using the size of lead that's going to be in the window, and I'm lining up the heart, and this should hopefully give me the measurement I need. Right, back to the middle, move the size of the compass. Now I'm just going to measure it to double check. That's 5mm, which is what we want because it's 6mm lead, so we got 3mm and a 2mm heart. Okay, now I'm just going to put a few blobs to help with the visuals, because the thing about drawing instruments is that they're a very hard nibbed pencil. So that's probably a 4H or a 2H, and you can barely see it. So there we go. Something to aim for with my jigsaw. Now what we're going to do is obviously cut out this middle bit. But the first cut we're going to make will be just straight across, and then this section will be the top part of the jig, and this section will be the bottom part of the jig, and that's what we're going to do now. So I'm going to go off and do that now and come back and see if we've managed to do a good job or not. So now I'm lining it up. It won't be perfect because of the way I drew in this line, which I didn't worry too much about because I knew I was going to be making a nice round jig. So I will just fix this down. Because I am going through, there goes my screws, because I'm going through the board and the pattern, it'll all stay in place. There we go. There is a lower tech way to make a roundel without having to cut up a piece of wood, which is a bit extra, I have to admit. So let's say you've got your line drawn in there. You simply nail your lead in place following your curve, and that will, so obviously it's here, it's not on a board, I'm just showing you this. So that would be another way you can do it. And actually I often just do it that way. It works okay. So when you do this leading, obviously you've got to cut your first lead so it meets all the way round. You don't want to be running out, do you? So make sure you've got a nice oversized piece of lead that you can trim. And I think you can see how you proceed. There are two ways to finish off this kind of leading. You can, you know, you've leaded, and you can just keep the outside in place with the nails, like this. And that works fine. Or if you want something a little bit extra, once you've got it all in place with your nails, and you, obviously it's all trimmed and it's all done and you're ready to solder, you put this in place, and that will ensure you get a proper nice circle. And here's one I did earlier. You see, the spirit of Blue Peter lives on. So that's how I did this one. And I think you can see that's given me a nice leaded roundel, which will make my life a lot easier when I come to lead the main panel, which I shall do now. When I get to the stage where I'm ready for my roundel, I offer it up and I mark the length that the lead underneath will need to be cut to. And I also quite often cut the curved pieces of glass that are butting up against the roundel at this point. So I leave them oversized from when I cut the original pattern, and this way I get a really good fit, because it's something weird about anything circular with leaded glass. It grows, it shrinks, it does its own thing basically. So I like to cut as I go when I get to the very curved bits. And a word to the wise, do make sure you put your number in facing the right way round. Usually I make a stained glass panel facing inwards because the client sees it from inside their house most of the time. But if you put the number facing inwards, it's backwards and the postman doesn't know where to deliver your mail. So there I am again, just offering up a curved piece, trimming it, marking it. So I hope that tutorial on making a roundel was helpful, and I hope you've seen that making it in advance of the panel that it's going to fit into is also a really good tip and trick. So thank you for watching. Look at the other videos for other things that you might find helpful, and please like, comment and subscribe.